Let me introduce myself. I am Akhila from 3rd BA TTWRDC Kottagudem. Today I am discussing about the topic economic reforms. What is the background of economic reforms? Which means present process of economic reforms was launched in July 1991 in India due to economic crisis and political crisis. These are two economic crisis and political crisis of economic reforms. What is the meaning of economic reforms? Which means it include fall in foreign exchange reserves, galloping inflation, large public and current account deficit, etc. This is the economic crisis. And what is political crisis? Political crisis include fall of two government sign short sign of 4 months from November 1990 to March 1991. Also, the Association of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. In the time period political crisis, the Prime Minister is Rajiv Gandhi. And what is the meaning of economic reforms? The term economic reforms broadly indicates necessary structural adjustment to external events functional of country spending to the level parallel to its income and reducing fiscal deficit. This requiring gradually reduction in imports and increasing in exports. This is the meaning of economic reforms. Economic that economic reforms needs of economic reforms. What is the needs of economic reforms? Including in physical deficit, increasing in adverse balance of payment, Gulf crisis, which means migration. It means one country to another country going to the people, and fall in foreign exchange reserves, rise in prices. It means inflation, poor performance of public. This is the needs of economic reforms. And next one, main features of economic reforms. Do you know the LPG model? Which means liberalization, privatization and globalization. And first one, liberalization. What is the liberalization? Which means to free the economy from direct or physical controls imposed by the government. This is the liberalization. It's multiple from there: delicensing, tax exemptions, holidays and concessions, simplifications and rationalization of tax rates, freedom to banks to enter insurance sector, and freedom to import capital goods, freedom to import technology. And next one, what is the privatization? Privatization, which means government controls to under the public, which means allowing the private sector to set up more and more of industries that were previously reserved for public sector. And it can take three forms are there: change in ownership and total nationalization, joint venture, it means 50 to 50, and liquidization, workers and cooperative. And next one, in that privatization, some of the impacts: banking, insurance and educations. And in that privatization causes also and other reasons are there: wrong choice of locations, high cost, high social cost, corruption. These also privatization causes, other causes. And last more, globalization. What is the globalization? Which means globalization means the spread of movements and exchange of human beings, goods and services, capital, technology or culture practice all over the planet. One of the effects of globalization is that imports and increasing interactions between different regions and population around the globe. This is the meaning of globalization. And in that globalization, Some of impacts of globalization and types of globalization. Types of globalization. There are three types: economic and social and political. This is the types of globalization and causes of globalization. Globalization is made possible by technology, communication networks. This is the globalization. Thanks to one and all. Thank you, madam, giving this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, madam.